Hello, everyone, and welcome back to our DSO webinar series. I'm Hilda Gonzalez, media lead here at the DEO. And as always, I'm super pumped for today's presentation. But before we get started, we'd love to hear from you. If you have any questions at all during the webinar, whether you're tuning in from our Facebook group or our YouTube channel, please comment them down below, and we'd be happy to answer your questions after the presentation. Now, joining us today is Pete Johnson, co-founder and VP of Sales and Strategy at LassoMD. Pete has been in the dental industry for 10 years now, and prior to starting Lasso, he was a sales leader at ProSites and WEO Media. Thank you, Pete, for being on today. I'll hand it over to you to get us started.
Thanks, Hilda. Thrilled to be on today. Excited to talk about all the different video marketing strategies that Lasso helps clients deploy to acquire new patients. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. 1 second. All right. So as Hilda was saying, Lasso is a marketing company. We help practices acquire new patients. One of our biggest focuses is on the power of video and marketing, and then how to verify and measure your results. So further ado, I'll go ahead and get into it. At the end of the day, marketing is easy. Marketers have the playbook. Facebook, Instagram, Google, they tell marketers exactly what they want to make their marketing campaign successful on their platforms. The reason they do this is because they want people spending money on their platforms. So the more successful marketers' campaigns are, the more money they will spend on their platform. So how do you differentiate if everyone has the playbook and is doing the same thing? The answer is you are the differentiator. People buy your brand, not your marketing. Marketing has become a commodity. Take a look at these two water bottles. At the end of the day, they taste probably identical. They look pretty similar. I personally like Smart Water just because when I drink it, I do feel a little bit smarter. But these companies put so much money behind it trying to convince us that one water is better than the other. What does this ad say to you right here? It's just a picture of Nike shoes, shows the cost. Doesn't really speak to anyone. This is something that you might see on like an online store. So my point is people buy brands, people buy connection. This ad from Nike says a lot more than that picture of the shoe with the price. You can't be stopped. Nike has done a great job of connecting with their audience. You know, when you lace up your Nikes and you go play a sport that you're going to run faster, you're going to jump higher, you're going to do whatever you have to do to win. Nike has been phenomenal at doing this the last 30 years, 40 years even. We buy feelings. Apple has done a brilliant job at this. If you take a look and compare a Droid phone to an Apple phone side by side, a lot of times Droids are the better product. Apple a lot of times comes out with the features that Droid phones already had a year later. But why do we buy Apple? Because we're buying into the feelings that Apple creates. When Apple runs a commercial, it's not talking about the features and benefits on their phone. It's showing someone dancing around with their phone, going about their life, creating beautiful memories, all of that. Apple does an amazing job at this, and I think we can all agree that, probably most of us have iPhones in our pocket. For you Droid users out there, I'm sorry, I do like iPhones better than Droids. We buy hope and aspirations. Weight Watchers does a great job in this ad. You enter one door big, you exit the other door smaller. We buy security. This guy's voice is majestic. Anytime I hear his voice, I feel more secure. Insurance companies do a really good job selling security because that is their whole business model. And this also applies in dentistry. People want to know that the services they are purchasing from you are going to work. They're not going to fail. So it's very important to make your patient feel safe and secure when they are deciding to work with you or maybe someone down the street. So let's talk about what drives your marketing. Content is the fuel that drives your marketing. And then the results is like your odometer. That's how you can measure how far you've gone, how fast you're going, etc. So if marketing is simple, the part that's hard is creating. Creating content is by far the place where I see people lacking the most when they're coming to us to talk to us about, hey, what kind of marketing do you do? I take a look at their website and it has a bunch of stock photos, stock videos, generic content. You don't want that on your website. You don't want that on your marketing channels, Facebook, Instagram. You want to create custom and authentic content. So that's where video comes into play. Video is the most authentic and genuine type of content you can create. So we're going to go over the 5 different types of videos that you should be creating and deploying across all your different online channels. We have the video header, the practice story, patient testimonials, service experience, and the practice commercial. So the video header, instead of having a static image on your website, you want to create movement on the screen. Movement draws the viewer's eyes to the screen. It allows you to showcase the different parts of your practice that you want to highlight, whether it's the team, the technology, the aesthetics of the practice. This is your chance to make that first impression. Practice overview video. I'm going to go ahead and play some of these videos for you. So the practice overview video is where you get to tell your story. Whereas the video header is on loop and mute and more of a design aspect, the overview video is where we actually start to interview our clients, ask them the questions that they need to answer so that we can create a video that resonates with their audience, that creates that personal and emotional connection.
I became a dentist because I love making people smile by doing smile makeovers and rebuilding their mouth. That's one of the most important things in the world, to rebuild that smile and that light for them. I've actually always wanted to be a dentist since I was little. I grew up loving visiting my dentist and loved every time I got to go in and was really interested in what was going on. And I decided from a very young age that this is where I wanted to be in the dental field. I'm Dr. Wade Pilling, and this is Aesthetic Smile. I'm Dr. Jordan Pilling, partner dentist at Aesthetic Smiles Family and Cosmetic Dentistry. Philosophy and my core values are basically I'm committed to excellence. When you come here for treatment, you're going to have a thorough evaluation. We're going to discuss the treatment. Patients are treated how they should be. You get what you want. We want every patient that comes into the office to leave saying, wow.
So I'm not going to play the whole video, but you get the point of it. This is where you get to tell your story, why you became a doctor, why you decided to open up shop where you did, what drove you in your life to dedicating your life to serving people and their oral health needs. What is your patient treatment philosophy? What types of technology are you utilizing in the practice? How do you create that seamless patient experience? That's what you want to talk about here. That's what people are looking for when they're researching a new dentist. Now, the next, or actually, let me backtrack for 1 second. I also want to show you where you should be putting these videos on your website. So even if you're not working with Lasso, you're working with another marketing company, maybe you're doing, freelance videographer work, have someone coming into your office that's not actually a part of your marketing company. You need to learn where to put these on your site. So again, that video header lives on your homepage. The overview video can live a couple of different places. Typically, I recommend that you put it on the About Us or Meet the Team, Meet the Doctor page. We actually see that aside from the homepage, that the 2 most visited pages aside from the homepage are the About Us, Meet the Team page, and then the patient testimonials or reviews page. And what that tells us as a marketing company is people want to get to know who you are, what you're all about, and how you treat other people. Which leads me into our next video, which is patient testimonial videos. Now, pretty self-explanatory. This is where you let the patients do the selling for you. They get to tell the story of why they chose you, why they continue to choose you, and how you've helped change their life, whether it's removing pain they're experiencing, giving them the confidence to smile again. Maybe it's a combination of the 2. We want to tell those stories, and we want to tell different stories. You want to let your prospective patients put themselves in the shoes of your current patients. So with that, I will play this video. And by the way, this guy's voice is amazing. He's actually a radio talk show host. So he speaks very well on camera.
Time keeping up to date on what's going on in this business of dentistry. So I always feel like whatever he does or suggests, it's because of what is today's technology. And that to me makes a big difference. My name is Dave Delacki, and I have been a patient of Dr. Don Singh's Actually, it was back in the early 2000s, I think about 2004, when I first started with him. I first decided to come to Dr. Don Singh off the recommendation of the dentist that I had been going to that was retiring. If he was recommending a Dr. Don Singh, I was ready and willing to try him. And I must admit, I've been happy ever since that I was ready and willing. It just felt comfortable. And this was before I ever sat down in the dentist chair for, a filling or whatever it was going to be. I just felt comfortable around him. When he suggests or talks about or explains, there's a confidence there that just makes you feel really good and trusting in what's about to happen or what may be suggested. There was a feeling that this man.
So as you can see in this video, this patient tells a story of why he chose Dr. Singh. It was off the recommendation of his previous doctor that was retiring. He talks about his experience with Don Singh, how he immediately felt comfortable, how he didn't feel pressured, how he trusted anything that the doctor was saying. These types of videos are really powerful. We know how powerful the written review is, on your Google My Business listing, your Yelp, Facebook, all those other sites that allow reviews. But we also know that written reviews can be faked. When I see a practice with 500 5-star reviews, in my mind as a marketer, I'm like, how did they get 500 5-star reviews and not get one 4-star, 3-star, 2-star, 1-star review? It seems a little bit fishy. You can't fake patient testimonial videos. In fact, there's a law that if they're not an actual patient, just like you would see like in a big pharma commercial, it says not an actual patient. So you have to put a disclaimer on your videos if the person that is talking is not an actual patient. One of the most frequently asked questions that we get when a client is signing up with us and talking about the video process, is it hard to get people to come in for these videos? And the answer is no. It's quite the opposite. Most people feel honored to be asked to be a part of something like this. They feel special. You're making them that champion for you. And the way we set up our video processes, the patients come in 30-minute increments. So it's not even like they have to spend the full day there shooting. They're coming in 30 minutes, in and out, easy. They're not forced to memorize anything. We know what questions to ask to prompt the right answers. And then all the magic happens in post-production. Now, pretty obvious where these videos should live. They should live on the testimonials or reviews page on your website. You should also be putting these videos on your Google My Business listing, your Facebook, your Instagram, and we'll go over that a little bit later. But as I was telling you earlier, these videos are the most powerful videos that we can create. We want to help quell any concerns that your patients or prospective patients might be having before picking up the phone to call you, texting you, scheduling online, however you allow your patients to communicate with you. The next set of videos that we create for our clients, or that you should be creating for yourself, is the service experience video. So like the patient testimonial, we are still interviewing the patient here, but instead of the patient giving a general review of your practice as a whole, they're talking about their specific experience with a specific service and how that service positively impacted their life. Now, what we want to accomplish here is further quell those concerns. The three major concerns that people have is fear of going to the dentist, time, and money. So if we can address those concerns before they even communicate with you to schedule an appointment, we're doing a really good job of creating qualified leads, people who already have a feeling of who you are, what you're about, and how you treat other people.
So I decided to have Botox. I probably waited too long. I actually didn't know a whole lot about Botox until I noticed in the reflection of my sunglasses how deep these wrinkles were. And right here, I make a lot of expression. So with that, being happy and expression comes wrinkles, and that's okay. But just knowing how quick and easy it is, not too expensive, and that you can do it at the same time as a cleaning, all that made it like a no-brainer. Actually, John is here at Wilco, the first one that's ever done Botox. I'm not one that's like really afraid of needles, but I think they're definitely prepared for those that are. She has this rolly tension thing. I'm sure it has a technical name. But you can actually roll it while she does it, and you can't really feel the pain, but she ices it. So I have really thin blood and I bruise a lot. So she always knows to ice me. She fills you out very well before she does it. So she actually knows everything you need. If you need the roller, if you need ice, or if you just want to get it all and go. If you're interested in Botox, I highly recommend Lasso Dental. Her prices are actually wonderful. And just probably about 7 days later, I was like, that was worth every single penny, and go ahead and book me for 3 months out for eternity.
So as you can see in that video, she's talking about her experience with Botox at this dental practice, how she could get a cleaning and Botox at the same time, how the doctor knows that she bruises easily, so she makes sure she ices her beforehand to try to avoid as much bruising as possible, how the prices for Botox were much more affordable than she thought she was going to get. That's what we want to accomplish in these videos. And the beauty of these videos is they're going to live on your service pages on your website. Google put out a study recently. 85% of millennials and the younger generations prefer watching video over reading text when looking for a new service or product. And for generations older than millennials, it's 75%. So the point is, if you're not utilizing video to communicate or interact, educate your prospective patients, then you're missing out on the huge chunk of the population that prefers to consume content via video. So let's be real. When you're looking at a dental website, patients aren't often reading through the service pages. Now, the service page content is still very important, especially when it comes to SEO. You want to make sure you have the right structure, that it's built on the back end correctly, that's unique content. But if they see a quick video there, they're much more likely to stop and click that video. Not only does that increase your SEO metrics by showing engagement, they're clicking on something that is on your website, but it also increases the time on page. So instead of just quickly scrolling through the page, they're stopping, they're watching that video. And that video is going to explain a lot more or resonate with that prospective patient a lot more than just reading text on a screen. All right, the next video that I suggest that you create is the practice commercial. So the practice commercial is somewhat like the overview video in the sense it's looking at your practice as a whole, but instead of having the doctor talk, we're using a voiceover actor or actress. Typically, I recommend an actress because women have more inviting, nurturing voices. But at the end of the day, it's up to you what you decide to do there. But these videos are a little bit shorter than the overview video, and they're value propositions. We want the viewer to take action after watching these videos. We don't want them just to learn about the practice. We want them to be like, oh, I want to call this practice immediately after watching this video.
With over 46 years of experience, Maryland Oral Surgery Associates of Silver Spring remains committed to superior patient care. We offer the full scope of oral and maxillofacial surgery and are absolutely committed to ensuring our patients experience as little pain and discomfort as possible. We've invested in the latest technology to decrease surgery time, reduce pain and swelling, and make your dental surgery experience as minimally invasive as possible. Come see why so many patients choose Maryland Oral Surgery Associates of Silver Spring and visit our office today.
So as you can see, that video is only about 30 seconds long. Now, not only should this video be living on your website, and usually, again, you'll put this in the About Us section. Some of our clients actually don't want to do the overview video or the practice story video because they don't feel comfortable talking on camera. So they elect to do the commercial instead or just make 2 commercials. But you can also put these on platforms like YouTube. Hulu even offers advertising for small businesses now. So with the continued emergence of video streaming services, Hulu, Netflix, all of them, it's allowed smaller businesses to put out high quality video content and distribute it to the masses, just as a large corporation would, but you don't have to spend the millions of dollars to buy that commercial spot, hoping that someone is going to see your commercial at the right time. With Hulu, you can use the same type of targeting that you would use with Google Ads. Like, I only want people that are females over 40 years old to see this video, or I want this video to be seen by a family. You know, it depends on what type of targeting you're going after or what your target audience is. But that's all things that you can do with these video streaming services, because they know who their demographics are. When you sign up for those services, you're putting in, you know, your birth date, whether you're male, female. They can see if you have family members on your account. So it's really important to start utilizing these services to get that video content out there. Now, YouTube, second largest search engine. It is also owned by Google. Google accounts for about 85% of search volume. So it's really important to play by Google's rules when you are attempting to attract new patients online. Have you ever done a search for, you know, let's say a music or a song? You know, you type in that song and that video pops up. It's always going to be a YouTube video. The same concept applies for when you start putting those videos on YouTube. If someone is searching for what is a dental implant and they're searching in your area, there's a very good chance that your video is going to pop up, which gives you another spot on that first page. So you can have, you know, your video result, you can have your sponsored ad results, you can have the local map part, and then you can have the organic results. So theoretically, you could show up on that first page 4, 5, 6 different times. And that is the name of the game when it comes to digital marketing, is getting as many views and clicks as possible onto your marketing. And then once they get to your page that showcases your content, you want to have the content that actually resonates with these people, that speaks to them, that prompts them to pick up the phone and call you, or again, schedule online, text, however you allow your patients to communicate with you. Social media. We know how big social media is. We know how active everyone is on social media. We also are all aware of the shift that social media has made, and in particular, Facebook and Instagram, since TikTok came out. I think that if COVID taught us anything, it's that people crave social connection. When we're forced to isolate from our friends, family, loved ones, we turn to applications like Zoom. We are using Zoom right now to record this webinar. I've been using Zoom professionally for years, but I still remember that first Easter in April 2020, following my daughter around with Zoom on my phone, helping my parents figure out how to get on Zoom so they could watch my daughter do her Easter egg hunt. Now, TikTok blew up, and obviously it's a much younger demographic on TikTok, and some states are starting to ban TikTok. But either way, Instagram and Facebook have changed the way that their algorithm works. And in fact, they put out a study. Video posts are 10 million times more shared than photo and text posts combined on their platforms. Now, I'm sure all of you are doing social media to some degree, whether you're doing it in-house, whether you're working with a marketing company, but the last thing your patients want to see is those generic graphic posts where it's National Hug Your Dentist Day or National Floss Your Teeth Day with a little graphic and then a link to a blog. That doesn't get anyone to stop scrolling and to look at that. It's not a bad idea to litter those types of posts in there, but really what people stop for is video. So with the way that we do social media at Lasso is we only create authentic and genuine content. You really want to have a cadence at which you post as well. 2 posts per week is a really good cadence. If you get up to more than that, awesome. But really, you want to do at least 2 posts per week. With our social video and social photo products, it's 1 photo product or 1 photo post per week and 1 video post per week to both Facebook and Instagram. Now, as you can see, on the left side of the screen is the feed, like his Instagram feed, Dr. Hutto's Instagram feed. On the right is a video that I'll play really quick to show you what types of videos you should be putting on Instagram and Facebook. You definitely want to focus on more short form media, 15 seconds to 30 seconds. People, again, have short attention spans, especially when they're scrolling through their feed. So you want to make sure you keep it short, sweet, to the point, so it's engaging.
6 month smiles is almost like a clear correct. Again, lets me straighten teeth with clear braces. In some cases, it works better to have wires that I can control the forces with better than just a tray. So 6 month smiles and clear correct basically do the same thing. They're going to straighten your teeth for me. It's just different ways of straightening those teeth.
So as you can see, short, sweet, to the point. Again, he's talking about 6 month smiles versus clear aligners. He did a great job of explaining it succinctly. And again, on social media, you're catching people at random. I wouldn't necessarily say people are taking to social media to look for a new dentist to work with. However, you might catch people at random. And either way, Google is still monitoring your activity across all of your platforms. They want to see that you are posting on your social media. They want to see that people are engaging with your social media. They take all of that into account when deciding how to rank you. Furthermore, a patient might find you on Google search and then go to your website, find your social media, take a look at that. And then if, let's say your website is beautiful and then they go to your social media and it's dormant, you're not posting frequently, or it just has posts that are so different looking than your website, it might, throw them off a little bit. So again, you want to have a cohesive brand across all your different online channels. So it's time to stop asking what your marketing company is doing and start asking your marketing company what they're creating. Because at the end of the day, content is king. The better the content you put out, the more engaging, educational it is, the more patients are going to want to work with you. And again, utilizing video content helps you create that emotional connection, that trust that's needed in order to do business. I don't care if it's personal or professional. The more someone trusts you, the more they like you. The more they like you, the more likely you are to influence them to do what you want them to do. And in this instance, we want to influence them to choose you over the competitor down the street. So now that we've started creating all this content, put it on your website, your different online channels, how do we measure and track the effectiveness of your marketing? Attribution is everything in marketing. How can you get better or improve your marketing campaigns if you don't know how they're performing, if you don't know what type of ROI you're receiving from those marketing campaigns? I'm sure all of you out there are tired of receiving those boring, complicated analytics reports. Now, for some people, they're very helpful. For the people who understand digital marketing, they can be very helpful. But really, it doesn't give you any actionable data. It can show you how many impressions you've had, where you rank, how many clicks, phone calls, all that is great. But really what you should be looking for is a solution that actually takes your marketing and shows you how many leads are coming in, when they've scheduled, when they've completed an appointment, and then the overall production that those new patients are bringing you. So at Lasso, we have our integrated ROI dashboard, and it integrates with your practice management software to deliver real results. We are sending out those standard reports. This is a copy of one of our standard reports that we send out to every single client that works with us. This is an example of the dashboard. This dashboard is accessible 24/7. You can log in at any time and see exactly what's going on. And the four main KPIs that we're looking at are leads generated, patients scheduled, appointments completed, and then the overall production that those new patients have brought your practice. Now, the key word there is new patients. Since we have the integration, we're able to identify whether that patient calling is a new patient or an existing patient. The unique identifier that we use is the patient's phone number. So if that phone number is existing in your database, we do not track any sort of metrics at all. We do not show them in this dashboard. If it's a new phone number, that's where you see all the metrics. Now, there is the off chance that someone has changed their phone number and called in and it's tracking them as a new patient. But as soon as you update their patient record within your system, it's going to automatically remove them from this pool. So as you can see, in this month, this client generated 229 leads. They scheduled 49 patients, 75 appointments completed. And again, those two numbers will almost always be different because, we're at the end of May right now. I might schedule my appointment in May, and then not complete that appointment till June. The patient production numbers are pulled from your practice management software. These are not assumed values. This is real numbers coming from your software, and this easily allows you to quantify the return on investment you are receiving. We are only tracking new patients that come in from the marketing channels that we are actively marketing on for our clients. We do not want to take credit for any other marketing efforts you are doing. Now, we can track those other marketing efforts for you, but we don't want to take credit for them. We want to make sure that our clients are getting a positive return on investment, that they're happy with the product they're receiving, and that they can sleep easy at night knowing that they're not just throwing money away. They know exactly which campaigns are performing, which ones aren't, and that allows us to then work with the client to determine how to deploy that marketing capital moving forward. Furthermore, in this dashboard, every single call is recorded and transcribed. The transcription is AI, so it does sound a little bit like gibberish sometimes. You know, if you're reading through it, it's kind of like visual voicemail on your phone, but it's a great training tool for your staff. You can assign calls to different team members. You can listen into phone calls and see if your team members are answering the phone the right way. If you have a new team member, you can have them listen to recorded calls and learn how to answer the phones. There's a lot you can do out of this dashboard. But again, the main focus are these 4 top-level KPIs. Now, I want to talk a little bit more about Lasso's plans. Our most popular plan is our Captivate plan. And one of the beauties about our plans is the way that we set them up. We have no setup fees, but it includes a website, in-office video shoot, in-office photo shoot, SEO, video SEO, our integrated ROI dashboard. So for $1,250 per month, which you could easily spend on SEO alone, you're getting a video shoot, photo shoot, website, which you could easily spend $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 on getting those services set up. Furthermore, every single year our clients continue working with us. We do an annual refresh of all of their setup content. So brand new website, another video shoot, another photo shoot. Again, what we wanted to create was an easy to follow, predictable and repeatable plan. One that our clients didn't have to come out of pocket and spend a bunch of money every year to update their website, to update their video content. We know as a marketing company that the more up-to-date your website is, the more up-to-date your content is, the better your marketing campaigns are going to perform, resulting in a better return on investment from those campaigns, making it very easy for our clients to continue paying us month in and month out. Now, our community influencer plan is our most popular pre-configured bundled solution. It includes everything in the Captivate plan, plus that social video and social photo product I was talking about. So all in from this plan, you're getting around 70 different videos and around 80 to 90 different photos that we then use on your website, on your social media, in your marketing, your Google Ads landing pages. And it also includes automated reviews and online scheduling. So that about wraps it up for today. I really appreciate everyone's time. And if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me directly. That's my cell phone number on the screen. So you can feel free to text me, call me, email me, just pete@lassomd.com. And then our website is www.lassomd.com.
Thank you, Pete, for spending time with us today and sharing the different types of videos that can make an impact and drive new patients. If you have any questions for Pete, please don't hesitate to reach out via email, phone, or text. I'll also be sharing his calendar link for those that wish to schedule a meeting. Pete, do you have any last words of wisdom you'd like to share with everyone?
Yeah, I do. I encourage everyone to start creating video content. We all carry around 4K cameras in our pocket, and it's extremely easy to start creating content. The first type of content I would suggest to start with is patient testimonials. And I'm more than happy to share the questions that we ask patients during these so you can have them to ask. But that's something that you can easily create. And a lot of times those more grainy testimonials appear more authentic. So again, I encourage everyone to start creating video content, and I promise you, you will see a huge difference in the type of leads that you're receiving and the amount of leads that you are receiving.
All right. Well, thank you, everyone, and we'll see you next time.